Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. We are here back in the beautiful Airbus A319 from Phoenix. I've been flying the heck out of the CRJ from Aerosoft ever since V2 came out, and a little bit prior to that. And, I figured, what the heck, I'd get back into the Phoenix and give it another whirl. Sorry, I can't talk. Whirl. And so this is my first Phoenix flight in probably a week, I'm guessing. And the reason why I picked it is because it's a little bit of a longer haul, nothing crazy, but it is Salt Lake City to Denver, and I figured the Phoenix would be a great plane to jump in for that. And of course we are using Beyondatc. I am still with SkyWest with a pilot's life. So I know SkyWest does not fly the 319, so I figured what the heck, we'll call this a United flight and we'll do a 319 with it. And that's the beauty of a pilot's life, is you can do whatever the hell you want. You can do whatever the hell you want, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So let's get going. Let's jump right in. We'll talk in the air once we get going there. So we're going to go to Phoenix. This is Sim Update Beta 2. They just had an update come out yesterday. And so far, all good on my end, at least. So we're going to go to balance, and we're going to load. Now, I have not flown the Phoenix in this update, but I did see Kip was flying yesterday, and he didn't seem to have too many issues. He was using a GSX, and I think that might have been what caused his weird... He had some weird, like, hop-in thing going on stream. I'm guessing GSX was the cause of that. So crew, supply, wing, let's get the APU going, get some lights going as well, and start that APU. We're going to go on down below here, config, and we're going to go to manual failures, navigation, scroll on down, click the 3 orange ones, and that aligns our IRSs right away for us. And then we're just going to wait for the FMC to show up here. It is always good, though. It's good to jump around with your aircrafts, because if you stick to the same one, you're likely going to forget how to do certain things. And thankfully, I've been jumping in between the 737, the Phoenix, and the CRJ. I haven't jumped into the 350 for a little bit, but I feel comfortable enough in knowing I can get that plane going pretty quickly without too many issues. So we're United 5803, cost index is a 5. We're going to cruise up to flight level 390. And now we go over here and send this to the McDo, go up here top, send this to McDo, go to ground services. I heard the APU rowing, so we can go ahead and get rid of all that stuff for now. APU bleed is on. Beautiful grand. Go on down here, and we can now see we have the fuel in there. We have our predicted takeoff information. Flight plan, we are expecting departing runway 34 left here in Salt Lake City via the Rugs 3 departure and Purdy transition. And temporary insert, and we're going to go to Denver. Arrival expecting 34 right. Via Longs 3, and Caper, insert. Alright, clear out those messages. Beautiful, grand, we have that all set up. Let's go ahead and get our ATC rolling as well now. I'm going to turn off auto response, at least for the initial departure here, and we'll go ahead and talk to ATC.
Delta 668, ready to copy IFR clearance to Raleigh-Durham.
Let's see, next we can go to the McDo here.
Delta 668, Salt Lake City clearance, cleared to Raleigh-Durham.
Radar vectors adduced, receive messages, load, we can accept it, return it, go here, accept it, return it, performance, and pretty good there, okay. We can go ahead and get our pushback prepared as well, because that'll be next on the agenda.
Radar vectors adduced, then is filed. Maintain 8,000 feet. Expect flight level 350.
Let's see, we're at the guesstimate on this one. I'm going to say about
departure
here.
frequency
Should be pretty good. Fantastic. Alright, now we're just waiting for our opportunity to talk.
Delta 668, read back
I'm
correct.
expecting to say climb via SID, so I'm going to go 18.
When ready for pushback or engine start.
We're probably going to go runway heading for departure and then to
Ground
rugby.
123.775 when ready. Delta 668. Have a good day.
Salt Lake City clearance. Good afternoon from SkyWest 5803. We are ready for IFR clearance to Denver. Give it a couple of minutes to think about it.
SkyWest 5803, Salt Lake City clearance, cleared to Denver. Rugged tree departure, Purdy transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 128.1.
Sorry, I forgot that the audio was a little loud. Sorry. I apologize. It's fixed. Clear to Denver, rugged 3 departure, Purdy transition, and as filed. We're going to climb via the SID. Departures on 128.1, squawk 6102, SkyWest 5803.
Negative, rugged tree departure, Purdy transition, then as filed.
Didn't like me saying pretty. Rugged 3 departure, Purdy transition, then as filed, SkyWest 5803. There we go.
SkyWest 5803, read back correct. Contact ground 123.775 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Over to ground 123.775, SkyWest 5803. Thank you and have a great day. Alright, so we got that. We'll get our transfer over to ground. Salt Lake City ground, good afternoon from SkyWest 5803. Ready for pushback and engine start. Alright, these parking brakes, west, beautiful, hold, we're pushing back, and let's go on down here. Push back, face west, SkyWest 5803. We're going to bring that up, and predicted wind shear on, we're going to go to start, that, and then Terra. Engine number 1, come on board. Go ahead and get the clock rolling.
Delta 1 tree taxi via Hotel 6, Hotel 58.
And the nice thing about the Airbus is it's pretty much all automated. All you have to do is push a couple buttons, and it will automatically start up for you. And we did get climb via the SID, so I did have that predicted correctly. That's fantastic.
Hotel 1 Mike.
Runway 34 right, taxi via 1 East. Hotel.
Looks like my guess is going to be pretty darn close. Maybe just a hair off, but not bad. Getting pretty good at that. Alright, so now we're just waiting for engine 1 to come on board. We're going to hear a click in a moment, and that's going to tell us that engine 1 is fully on board, and then we'll go ahead and start engine number 2, get our flaps going. Yeah, just off a couple feet.
Pushback and engine start approved.
Southwest out there in the distance. Heading over to 3-4 left. Here's that click. Alright, go down to engine number 2. Let's get our flaps set. Salt Lake City ground, that SkyWest 5803 is ready to taxi to the active. Max on that, and we're going to do flaps to departure today. Very cool.
SkyWest 5803, runway 34 left taxi via 1 West Alpha Alpha 2.
Taxi runway 34 left via 1 West Alpha Alpha 2 for SkyWest 5803. Alright, taxi lights are on. Now, if you've never used Beyondatc, you can hear the little feedback sounds, those tones. You can turn those off if you want to. I like to keep them on, just so I can have an audible understanding that they heard me. Because we are talking to AI, right? And we are still pretty early in the stages of AI, so there, of course, can be issues.
Lake City Tower Tree 265. Have a good one.
All right, engine number 2 is coming aboard, and there's a click. And we're gonna wait for it to say available here, and then we will go ahead and give it a little bit more power and get our taxi. There's available. Bring up that engine just a little bit. Bleeds off. APU's off. All call is set. We are taxiing with the lights. Go on down here. Takeoff config is checked and set. Bring back that throttle. Now, I do have to remember that I am in an Airbus and not a CRJ,
Delta 668,
which
contact Salt Lake
means
City Tower 119.05.
that we're not going to be,
Contact
we're not going to have that feeling that we're going faster like you are in the CRJ on the ground. Welcome in, Irishman. Welcome on in. How's the card? Tell me the card is great. Tell me you did not have to drill into the side of the card. Or I guess the case, not the card, right? That'd be an issue. Welcome in. Hopefully the card's treating you great. For those who do not know, Irishman bought a 5080, right?
JetBlue 2531, ready to taxi to the active.
There's that Southwest taking off, the 737. I do need to see if the 737 is working well still with the latest update. Had to take it back. Oh no, way too big. Oh, in that case, you got to get a new case, man. New case.
JetBlue 2531.
Can't take that back.
Traffic.
Traffic. All right, we're getting transferred over to Tower.
132.65.
And Alpha 2. Over to Tower 132.65. SkyWest 5803. Thank you and have a great day. Alright, holding short right up here at A2. Salt Lake City Tower, Southwest 5803, holding short 34 left, ready to go. Bro, it's twice the size of my 3090. Landing lights are on.
Runway tree 4 left, line up and wait.
We're going to line up and wait, SkyWest 5803. Twice the size of my 3090. Holy cow. Alright, lining up and wait.
SkyWest 5803, Salt Lake City Tower. Wind 040 at tree. Fly runway heading. Runway tree 4 left. Cleared for takeoff.
3-4 left, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading, SkyWest 5803. Alright, we got clearance for departure. Bring up those throttle. We are flexing. Let's flex.
1603, contact Salt Lake City departure. Have a good flight.
Did I say Southwest?
Salt Lake City departure.
I say oh, now I'm curious what I said. What is that over there on the side of us? JetBlue? Yeah, JetBlue. I like the livery. Alright. We got a little bit of a wind to the left of us, or sorry, to the right of us, nothing too major, 6 knots. We'll be alright. And it said fly runway heading, just as I predicted. Maintaining that center line on departure and rotating. And unlike that CRJ, we don't have to be too gentle on it. Still want to be a little bit, not too crazy though. All right, positive rate here going on up. Gloomy Salt Lake City. It's always gloomy here. It's almost never sunny when I come in here. All right, looking pretty good. Maintain this heading.
5803, contact Salt Lake City departure.
Climb detent. Over to departure, SkyWest 5803. Thank you and have a great day. Alright, bring that nose down just a little bit. Departure, SkyWest 5803 with you, 5,800 climbing via the SID. I said the bad words with you. Can't be saying that. What kind of pilot are you? What kind of crazy pilot are you? Alright, direct to Bubby. Direct to Bubby and resume Rugged 3. SkyWest 5803. I think I now know why pilots do the, welcome aboard, this is, I think I know why they do that now. Because the flight number changes so often. They have to start thinking about where they are, or what they're doing. I get it now. I'm doing a IRL flight in about 3 weeks to go visit some family. I'm gonna ask some pilots if I can see them, meet them. All right, full flaps up. Spoilers are disarmed. We're gonna climb up to 10,000. We're direct to Bubby, so direct to Bubby, and insert direct. Beautiful brand. Let's get on course. Beautiful. It's so nice to just have a nice relaxing flight here with the 319. I love the CRJ, but it's a lot more demanding. A lot more things going on. I need the 5080 or 90. What now? I need NVIDIA's 5080, 90, as it's just a tad smaller than the 3090 I have now. Which one? Oh, you got. Yeah, you need the founder's card, huh? I forgot. You got Asus, right? Isn't that the card you had bought? All right, landing lights are coming on off, and autopilot is engaged. Yeah, the founder's cards are smaller for sure. My 4080 is an MSI, but my 3070 was a Founders Edition. I would love to go back to a Founders Edition. I think if I were to, I'm not getting the 50 series. I'm very content with my 4080. The next upgrade, if the next big upgrade I end up doing is I might end up going to AMD for the processor. I think that's going to be my next update. I gotta wait for all this tariff stuff to hopefully be settled and taken care of, and the prices to stabilize. And that won't happen until probably next year, honestly. I'm pretty happy with my system. I have no complaints. It's a damn good system. Damn good system. Yeah, I was crying when... Yeah, I would be too. Oh man, that sucks. This is why you have to measure, man. You gotta measure, Irish man. Measure... What is it? What do people say? Cut once, measure twice. But I get it. I get it. I had a Best Buy had it. We were talking about it last time, but Best Buy had it in stock, an MSI card, and I thought hard about it. I really did. But it kind of worked out the same way with that Moza yoke that I had in my cart too. I had just a button to push. I had the card in there, and I just had to push the button, and I would get it. But I had to think about it financially. I can't afford it. And two, I don't need it. Right? I'm so happy with my Alpha yoke here. And I'm excited to see what Meridian's going to do, because if, you know, Nikki's formerly from Honeycomb, and if he is as good of a person as he claims to be and genuine as he seems to be, Meridian's going to do some really cool stuff, and I'm excited to see what their yoke's going to be. So I'm going to keep them watchful eye. That's probably not coming out until sometime next year. My guess would be prototypes sounds like are going to be available at Flight Sim Expo in June. But if not, you know, if this alpha goes bad, hopefully it doesn't, knock on wood. But if it does, I'll look at getting another alpha. I'll get the XPC, because I'm very happy with the alpha. And my Bravo. Freaking amazing. Freaking amazing stuff. Alright, let's climb on up to... We're climbing via the SID still. And flight level is 39. Cool. Okay. Let's zoom on out the map a little bit. Standard pressure. Turtle nor Vector showed at... Really? I thought you said Turtle and Verpal were showing. It's cool to see some of the sim companies participate in some of the real aviation stuff, and I think that's important. I think we're starting to get more into that realm of people who are very interested in real aviation but can't afford it or can't do it for medical reasons, and want to still enjoy aviation. And with Flight Sim 2024, 2020, X-Plane, etc., you can now do it. And with some of the pricing of some of the peripherals, you can do it at an affordable price. You know, the word affordable is individually set, but over to departure 135.775, SkyWest 5803. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Are they going to respond with a thank you? They don't want to say thank you to me. They just don't. Salt Lake City Center, a good afternoon from SkyWest 5803. We're just passing flight level 210, climbing 390. And we are on Rugged 3.
SkyWest 5803, Salt Lake Center, good day. Climb and maintain flight level 390.
Climbing to flight level 390, SkyWest 5803. I wonder if, so I've noticed something with Beyondatc. When I talk and I hold the button down and I make my speech, it holds it for a few more seconds. I wonder if is it a bug or is it something they added when the last updates? Because I know SI added that feature way back when, because people were having some people were having issues with like the comm not understanding them all the way, and it was because they were releasing the button too soon. So I wonder if that same issue was happening with Beyondatc. Very interesting to think about. It's a pretty plane. Oh, that's beautiful. So I saw that Kip was recently, if you don't know, I'm gonna try my commands here and see if it works. Been having just a hell of a time getting my commands to work. That's not gonna work. I don't understand why. But anyways, Kip on the ground on YouTube here, he over to Salt Lake City Center, 119.95, SkyWest 5803. Thank you. I'm going to turn on auto response at this point. Clearly didn't hear me. I'll do auto response. Maybe.
Center on 119.95.
Anyways, he was flying an X-plane recently, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Salt Lake Center, SkyWest 5803.
So I don't have 12, and 12's a paid
Flight level
upgrade, I
254.
think, right? I have 11. But I think there's a trial. So actually, I might jump into it at some point. Not anytime soon, like today or anything, but at some point I might jump into it and just kind of see what it's like. It's been a while since I've been in there. I kind of tried to find a spot that he was flying in the stream to kind of compare the outside graphics, and it was no contest. It was no contest. Absolute zero.
127.7, SkyWest 5803.
Like, this is just impressive. I don't know what this looks like in X-Plane, but this is just impressive. Like, look at this here.
Salt Lake Center,
That detail
SkyWest
alone is
5803.
impressive.
Climbing via rugged tree. Flight level 267.
Alright, so we are expecting to land at 1811. It's 1724, so about 50 minutes for arrival into Salt Lake City. Not too bad. Now, we're going to end up swinging over to the right and then over to the left for the arrival. Runway 34 right is our arrival. So let's go ahead and look at some charts, because that's the cool thing about this plane is it does have all the charts just like the CRJ. Now, the really, really cool thing about this plane is that automatically throws in your star charts. I love this feature. So I'm going to look at 34 right here. So we're going to be coming in this direction and then coming for the landing. Now, what we're going to need is some things like this. We're going to need the minimum, such as 5554. We're also going to need the weather in Salt Lake City, or sorry, in Denver. And the weather you can get right here, which is really, really cool. So arrival METAR. So the altimeter is going to be 3015. So let's go over here. Go to next, next, and one more next. 3015. Our temperature is a blistering 19 degrees. and our winds are windy. Actually, it is windy. 290 at 16, gusting 25. 290 at 16. That is a bit breezy. And then what was it? 55 something? Let's go back to our charts, take a look. 5554. 5554. Bam. There we go. Arrival's all set. Of course, now there'll probably changes for the arrival, because that's just how they like to do it to us. And then we can look at our departure. We can see, zoom on in here, and we're here, and we're on our way to Denver. Pretty cool. Very, very cool. Let me put it in my tablet. I also have my little Surface tablet I like to use on the side. Was it 3-4 left, right? 3-4 right. Oops. 3-4 right. Okay. Is that right? 3-4 right? 3-4 right. 3-4 right. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why. For a moment there, I thought it was 3-4 left. Cruise going to be for about what? About 80 nautical miles, maybe, give or take. Give or take. So it's been a while. I went out today, did some photography, and it's spring where I live, and it's a very gloomy day out. But it's been over a year since I've gone out and did some photos, and I love photography. I just do nature shots. I love it. It's beautiful. And I had a lot of fun today. I was only out for like 20-25 minutes because it's a bit cold. It's like 39 degrees. But a lot of fun. I have a Canon M50, so it's a mirrorless camera, and I have a 50mm lens on it. So I like to get like nice close-up shots. Really cool though. If I lived closer to the airport, I would totally be at the airport all the time. O'Hare, that'd be so much fun. I'd get so many different airplane shots. Tomorrow, a bunch of us are heading down towards Chicago, so I might be able to get some shots on the way to our event. That'd be cool. It's crazy the detail in this plane, because you can see like the individual panels here. It's wild. I don't know what they also did with Sim Update Beta 2, but I'm impressed. Like, the performance is just been really good. My VRAM right now is at 80, my frames are at 93, 96, 97, so low 90s, high 90s in between. Very impressed. Yeah, they still want 3K for the 4090. You know, so I bought my 4080 for about 16. No, how much was it? No, 12. I bought it for, well, it was about 13, I think, in there with tax. Or was it 12? Maybe it was 11 actually, because I used a Micro Center card, and that gave me a discount as well. And then I had like the 0 interest for the year or whatever it was to pay for it, which worked out fine. And at the time it was obviously overpriced to get it, but I was chasing FPS so much at the time. And honestly, if you have an ultra wide monitor, you really do need, you know, if you want to get the frames for your titles at that higher resolution, then you do really need the 40, at least a 40 series. 3090 will probably handle it, but you know, using frame gen and whatnot with the 4080,
Salt Lake Center,
you can definitely
Skywest
achieve
5803
your
through flight level
frames. Like I have mine capped at
360,
90.
flight level 3,
Or no, I have mine capped at
direct
100. I have my FPS capped at 100. And it just seems to work best for Flight Sim. Every other title seems to be alright, but for Flight Sim it seems to be best if it's capped at 100 with my monitors. My main monitor can do 165, and my second monitor can do, I think, 120. So I just kind of find that happy medium, and 100 seems to be fine. But I have that capped in the NVIDIA control panel.
Salt Lake Center, exit 404.
I haven't looked at... I talked about it on Monday, the last stream, but I've been considering, like, getting the... or downgrading the driver. But I haven't really had major issues, other than that weird frame gen kind of spazzing for a second. Other than that issue, I don't really have any of the other issues people have been having. So... I have two Samsung's Q7 35-inch curve monitors, and you're running that 3090. What kind of frames do you get with Flight Sim, Irishman?
Salt Lake Center, November 759 Romeo. Flight
I'm sure you're not chasing frames like I am. I think I'm finally done chasing frames, though.
November 759 Romeo, Salt Lake Center.
I think I've done everything I could with the amount of money I have available and the system I have available. So, I think I'm finally content. I talked about GSX last time on Monday, and I talked about how I removed it, no longer use it, and surprisingly it was fine. Like, I didn't have any issues with it, period. No crashes. My thing is, I just don't use it enough. I don't use the boarding, the passengers, and the baggage, and all that jazz. I prefer just to kind of get going, like I did today with the stream. Once you get in the cockpit, kind of just get going with the setup and get pushed back, ready to go. Like, I'd rather not spend the additional 5 to 10 minutes all that other stuff. And I know some simmers do, and that's cool. That's great. Use it. Like, you love it, use it. I probably shouldn't have uninstalled it until Beyond ATC came out with their update to see how that all works with it, but... oh well, I can always reinstall it again at some other point. I can get about 120, but FS runs at 60 to 65. Okay. Cool. We will expect longs 3, runway 34 right, Skywest 5803. Thank you. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna expect what our... Oh, hey, they actually said something nice. Oh, wow. Alright, so that means we can now look at our chart. Oh, the stutters there. Oh, we're getting that weird... Yeah, we're getting that weird. See, this is what happens sometimes. This weird... Oh, is it gone now? Nope, still there. So now if I go here, go to settings, turn off frame gen, save it. We're gonna go back into it, see if this fixes it. This is a test.
Flight level tree 50, Southwest 501.
Nope, still there. Alright, let's try Alting, Alt-Tab. Nope. Yeah, maybe I will downgrade now that I say that. This issue popped up again. And eventually it clears itself out, it's just... For a few seconds, it just does this. Up to like 30 seconds. And now it's fixed. It randomly does it. I don't know why. That only started when I got this new monitor. I think it's just a coincidence because I think that's when the driver came out. But I think I'm going to roll back. I think that's enough of it now. It's no big major issue, except when you're trying to land or take off and you get those... That happens right then and there. You're in cruise, whatever. And it only seems to happen in Flight Sim. It happens to Kip all the time. Yeah, he's talked about it, but I never had that issue happen. I wonder if it's an OLED issue. I wonder... It shouldn't be, though. Like I said, I didn't have the issue before. He's had an OLED monitor. Because I asked him for advice with my OLED I bought. Because he has an Alienware 4K OLED. I have an Alienware 2K. Now I'm interested because again, it didn't happen on my other ultra wide. The only difference is OLED and then the frames, but that's interesting. My 3090 still does well, but need to lower settings a bit. Have you tried the lossless scaling thing? I'm not sure how much you are into the fake frames, quote unquote. Like, I'm fine with them as long as they're not like super bad with the AI, you know, generating stuff. Oh, I was gonna do. Okay, so we got over here and back here, Denver, and Longs 3. All right, so one thing I do wish is that you could zoom in on the map using your mouse wheel. 11,000. And there's 11,000. He escapes and lets it sink, and then when it goes smooth, it jumps back in. Yeah, so I tried the, so he lets it sink. I don't understand what it's doing. When I look at it, when it's happening like that, I look at my FPS, and it does show the FPS has dropped significantly, but not like the FPS it actually is displaying. Because in that time, it seems like the FPS is like 2 or 4. It does something really funky. The alt cab didn't work for me. The turn off frame gen didn't work for me. It's definitely a driver issue. I'm fairly confident, and maybe it has something to do with OLED or FreeSync. That could be it too, because my other monitor is a G-Sync monitor, and this new Alienware monitor I have is a FreeSync. So that could be it as well. Could very well be it. Again, it's no major issue other than when you're trying to depart or land, then it could be an issue. Cruise, whatever. So if it only happened then, it's fine. But I've had it happen when I come in for landing. I've had it happen on departure. So it's kind of just so random. I've had it happen with OBS on and off, so it's not OBS. Waits for this other to stop. Yeah, see, eventually it works its way out, even if you don't do anything with it. Like, I could sit here and be in the cockpit, and it could happen, and eventually it just kind of goes away. So weird. But yeah, I'm gonna try downgrading. Let me look at my notes real quick. A recommended. Let's see.
Skywest 4713, contact Denver Center 125.675.
Center on 125.675, Skywest 4713.
Sorry. I was looking at something else. Alright. What's 50? Yeah, there it is. 56614. So 56614. This other person said they thought they found the issue as well by changing a setting. So manual enter optimization, and then preferred layer DXGI swap chain. Yeah, that could work too, but I think that's for an individual monitor. So one guy says 566.36 or 566.45. 566.36 is the most stable. Still the best and most stable. So yeah, I think I'm going to downgrade to 566.36 after the stream today. That's what I'm going to do. He seems to think that it's an update trying to happen or download. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. It has happened to me finally in another title. It happened to me in Shadows when I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows the other day. And it's when I jumped right into the game, it was happening. And to me to fix that, I alt-tabbed, I think it was. And that got rid of it. But that's like the first or second time that's ever happened in another title. It's normally in Flight Sim. Now, to be fair, I've spent most of my time in Flight Sim. Welcome in, King Bob. Doing the same tonight. Back to pre-50 series drivers. 566.36. Yep, that's what I'm going to do, King Bob. Yep.
Good day. Flight level 320.
Yep, I'm going to do that one.
Jazz 7110 Denver Center. Good day.
I don't remember what, there was having some other issue. Oh, it was the PMTG. That still baffles me, and I it sounds like it would, based on everything I've come up with, it is the Navigraph upgrade that happened, but for whatever reason, the PMGG just wasn't working on my system anymore in 2024, and it was random, which is 2024, and I know it's not fully supported and all that jazz, but it wasn't working, the trick wasn't working, and I did everything. I completely uninstalled 2024, I removed every single folder, I removed the PMG Operation Center, and I did everything physically possible. I went with a clean install of 2024. All I did was dropped in that folder, and the damn thing still wouldn't work. And then it dawned on me, maybe I'll try to get rid of Navigraph. I got rid of Navigraph, and it worked just fine. So I don't have the Navigraph cycle updated for 2024, and that's no problem because Microsoft Sobo updated it already on the cycle, so it works. Increase 280. I can't go to 280.
Speed to 280 knots. Sky West 5803.
Yeah, I'd be in the red. You guys are crazy. How is the latest beta? Phoenix? Yeah, it's great. Other than the first beta for Sim Update 2, which was awful. It broke the Phoenix, and it broke a whole bunch of things. Other than that one, it's been very good. So I had tried the beta 2.1, the first one that came out for it. I tried that for a couple hours, like an hour or 10 minutes, whatever it was. I got out of it, went back to stable, and then the second update came out, tried that, and I've been in the beta since. And then the last beta that came out yesterday, flawless, 0 issues. And I think they fixed a texture issue that was happening on the runways. So what was happening is when you're landing, or after you land, whatever, at the airport, the taxiways, the runways would randomly drop in little meshes, weird texture glitches. And I was noticing that the FPS was kind of bouncing around on that too. Not much, but like, 1 or 2 frames here and there, and it was kind of like a stutter when that would happen. Very minor, millisecond kind of stutter, almost unnoticeable if you're not panning around. We are atop of descent. Did we get clearance for descent? Let me look back at my notes. No, we haven't got clearance yet. We'll make our call here in a second. I found a 59 still in, what now? Found a 59 is still in the box for 2,600. Jesus.
Denver Center 125.675, Alaska 586.
Denver Center, SkyWest 5803 ready for descent.
SkyWest 5803, descend via Longstreet arrival.
All right.
Denver landing runway 34 right, altimeter 3015.
Yeah, we can't go up to 280 knots. I don't understand that.
Descend via Longstreet arrival.
What's the...
Denver landing runway.
Yeah, the charts do
34
say
right,
280 knots, so I guess it makes
3015,
sense.
SkyWest 5803.
But we're at too high of an altitude to maintain 280 knots, so that's wild.
Contact Denver Center 125.675.
Alright, zoom in there a little bit. All looking grand. Pretty good flight. We're about 2 minutes ahead of schedule. Yeah, like I said, I think unless something drastically changes, I feel like I'm going to be an AMD user or the CPU. Sometime next year. Sometime next year. That's what my thought process is. I've been happy with my 14700K, but I feel like for Flight Sim, all the numbers are there, all the charts are there. AMD chips just perform better with it. And who knows, maybe Asobo, Microsoft will continue to optimize 2024, and maybe the numbers will be tighter. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Delta 1468, contact Salt Lake Center 125.
We're assuming that a 60 series will come out,
Contact Salt Lake
maybe
Center
not next year, but the year after.
12575, Delta 1468. Have a good one.
Because I expect the 50 series to kind of be the
Denver
the
Center,
card for a
Delta
while, at
668,
least.
Out of flight level 306 for flight level 350.
I can't think of... There's no titles that I can think of the rest of this year, at least, that would require me to upgrade to a different card. And even Flight Sim here, like I said, right now I'm sitting at 73 on my GPU. So I still have headroom there. It's always going to be a CPU limitation with Flight Sim.
Executive 633, turn right, heading 125. Fly maintain.
Switch from a 13900K to a 9800. Better 1%, overall better performance for me. I'm going to run a 4090 also. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'll get the 99, what is it, the 9900? Whatever it's called. Again, I'm talking about a year, a year from now or whatever, 8 months from now, who knows.
Alaska 586, Denver Center, Roger.
Welcome in, Jay. Going to stay with my 4070 for a couple of years.
Contact Denver Center 126.5.
What processor do you have, Jay?
Center on 126.5, American 1099. Have a good day.
Because you run that whole cool setup there. You got a really awesome... Well, speaking of your setup, I'm working on a video, which will be published maybe... I don't know, maybe this weekend? I'm not sure when I'm on the schedule with exactly. But I gave you a shout out. Hopefully you're cool with it. No pictures, nothing like that, but I just said your name. Over to Denver Center.
Contact Denver Center 126.5, SkyWest 5803. Have a good day. Good day, Denver Center, SkyWest 5803. Descending via Longstree, flight level 319er.
We just need to get P2 in here and oh shoot. Fry. We need to get Fry in here too, and then we'll have the whole party together. The OG team. The OG Lexterio team. Alright, descent's looking pretty good here. A little bit high on the approach, but nothing major to worry about. And we should be on the ground here in the next 20 minutes, looks like. $1,300K. Okay, that's a good that's a good chip though. It's a hot chip, but it's a good chip. I had a 13. No, I didn't go to the 13 series. I had a 12700. Then I jumped to the 127. Or sorry, jeez. I had the 12700. Then I jumped to the 14700. I kind of regret. I don't. I guess I don't. Regret's not the word. I wonder if I would have jumped to AMD instead of getting the 14700, if that would have been the better choice. Jump to AMD back then. I was contemplating it though. I was very much contemplating. I considered it a possibility. 64 gigs of RAM, 3 terabytes SSD. Jeez, I have a 2 terabyte SSD. I also got the 64. Are you doing DDR4 or 5? Probably 4, right? What are you running for a GPU? Also, looks like you're running a... Yep, that's correct. Yep, 3440 by 1440. GPU is a 4080. Good old 4080.
Denver Center, SkyWest 5803. Good day. Descending via long.
I'll tell you what, MSI knocked it out of the park with this, the Trio 4080. I've been super happy with it. Knock on wood, no issues whatsoever with the connector stuff, you know. I also was I've kind of relaxed quite a bit recently. I still check it every once in a while. I'm checking it right now. But all is seated. All looks good. Alright. Approach is looking really good here. Airport is about 70 nautical miles out. Made some really good time. You're on DD5? Oh, okay. I didn't know that the 13900K... I guess, yeah, I guess that's right. Because the 14 series came out, what, a year and a half ago? And then the 13 series would have been 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. Yeah, I suppose that's right. Yeah, okay. Wow, so you must have bought the DDR5 when it was crazy expensive. Yeah, that is right, because my cousin went to the 12 series, and he accidentally bought the DDR5 board, but didn't have the DDR5 RAM. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, geez, it's been, COVID's really screwed up my time frame. And then all my health stuff going on with losing, being on leave from work's really screwed up where my brain is with time. Which encoder do you use? A bit rate have been issues with OBS late. So actually, well, thanks for that, King Bob. I increased my bit rate the other day. I didn't realize the streams weren't looking as great because I put together a video of the CRJ flight I did recently. And realized that the stream was crap, so the video's gonna turn out really crappy. But it was a cool approach. It's the one where I just couldn't see crap, you know, out the window. But the bit rate I have set is, let's see, 24,000, and then encoder is the NVIDIA NVE NCH.264. And everything else is pretty, I think, default. I have the consistent bit rate for the encoder settings, P5 for the preset, and then I did turn off one thing though. What was the one thing I turned off? I turned off something. No, I guess not. Maybe it was on a recording I turned off something. No, not there either. I gotta change my encoder bitrate though. That's my recording one. Yes, 34 campus. Yep. Yes, sir. I messed with it once. One stream, I went ahead and added output at 1080 or close to. I just didn't like it. And I know it looks weird on, you know, you got the black bars on top and bottom, but I like people to be able to see the full experience like I see.
Foothills 904, Denver Center, roger.
And I think I finally got the HDR kind of figured out. I know it's a little bit probably still bright on the stream, but it's better-ish. Alright, getting ready to hit 18,000 momentarily. Airport's going to be right up here somewhere. We'll see what the airport FPS is and the VRAM once we come on in.
SkyWest 5803, contact Denver Center 125.905.
Once we get traffic on the ground, all that jazz.
Skywest 5803.
It'll be interesting.
Denver Center, Skywest 5803, descending via Longstree, flight level 212.
I did a flight yesterday, last night actually, with Beyondatc, and
Contact Denver approach.
there was no tower.
59.
It was really interesting. I had a clearance, I had a ground. I can't remember where the airport is, and I haven't verified to see, and I don't have the log anymore, of course. But I haven't verified to see if a tower actually exists there. But I would assume it would if it has clearance.
Contact Denver approach, Skywest 5803.
Speaking of,
Take
are
care.
you using the exposure control setting in the latest? Yeah, I have actually. I
Denver
lowered it
approach,
down
Skywest 5803. Flight
minus
level 203. We have November
0.75,
on
I
board.
think it was, or is. Let me see. Now I'm curious.
SkyWest 5803.
Settings.
Denver approach.
Oh,
Good day.
0.707.
Altimeter 3015.
0.7, choose.
Expect the visual approach runway 34 right.
Let's see.
Altimeter 3015,
Expect the visual 3-4 right.
expect the
Cool.
visual approach. Runway 34 right, Skywest 5803.
It's hard for me to tell though, so I had to like get sample rates for different airports, different weather, and see. I know some people have complained about that slider and say they don't want it there no more, but I think it's helped a lot. It's helped a lot with like the whites being too bright in the cockpit. You know, some of the planes, especially like the 737 MAX, the default one, the avionics will just sometimes be so blinding, and also the lights in the cockpit here at night can be so blinding. It seems to help with that. It's just not as aggressive.
Delta 1172. Airport is at your 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
You know how Minnesota's the land of 10,000?
Delta 1172.
Delta 1172. Cleared visual approach.
Like, what the heck's that
runway
noise?
34 right.
Garbage guys outside.
Cleared visual approach.
Sanitation
34 right. Delta 1172.
backing up. Powered by natural gas. It's crazy.
Delta
What was I talking about?
1172. Contact Denver Tower 135.
No, I lost my train of thought. Alright, standard pressure.
Contact Tower 135.3. Delta 1172.
And looking pretty good on descent.
Southwest 265, turn left, heading 025, vectors for the approach.
Very, very good.
Turn left. Heading 025. Southwest 265.
Again, so let me just verify before I say anything further, because I don't want to give out false information. Monday, what the hell? Monday is the 14th.
Airport is at your 12 o'clock, 15 miles.
Yeah, so Monday and probably Tuesday,
We have the field. American 1332.
I'll probably end up streaming.
American
Probably both days.
1332,
If
cleared
not,
visual approach
if
runway
not
34
both days, then for sure Tuesday. For sure Tuesday.
Cleared visual approach. 34 right.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Minnesota. Thank you. Thanks, King Bob. King Bob. It's interesting that Minnesota is named the land of 10,000 lakes, but yet if you look out the window here, one, is that two? That might be two. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, oh, that's not 18. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
United 703, contact Denver
23,
Tower
24,
135.3.
just in this area alone. Look at all these other ones over here.
135.3. United
Although this might be like water reserves or something. But anyways, that's a whole crap load just in this area. So yeah, streaming for sure Tuesday, possibly Monday, and then will be it for the week because my schedule is a little bit goofier next week. And then the week after, I think back to normally scheduled program. So Monday and Thursday, Friday, or something like that for streaming. I do need to balance out the streaming and recording days because I've been running into issues where I stream too much and I don't have the time to record a video for the channel. So I'm trying to balance that out a little bit. Thankfully, yes, Monday's stream I was able to, there's the airport right there. I was able to do the stream in the morning right away and then record a video right after that. And it worked out pretty good. That was a CRJ V2 video up on the channel. But I have one that I'm working on now, and I have two in the pipe on the channel. So I'm trying just to do 2 videos a week. YouTube's yelling at me, telling me I should do more. But I'm just kind of in a creative funk right now. Just in a creative funk. And not a whole lot of like really cool new stuff other than the CRJ is out. Obviously once the iFly comes to Flight Sim and then PMGG, sounds like 777 first, but once those come out we'll do some streaming with those. This is interesting. This is like complete. Is this like a park or something? This is just completely empty here. This is like a national park. Because we got residential areas and some businesses here. I wonder what that is. This is the cool thing when we did the video, the stream way back when we had the technical alpha for 2024. Went to all these different places and people were like, oh yeah, that's that and that's that and that's that. I was like, oh man, it's cool to have people with knowledge when we're flying. You can point to all these really cool areas. I wonder what this is. It's gotta be some sort of a park. What is this? It's like farmland or something. Why would they not build right here? This has got to be something of importance.
SkyWest 5803, lead him, I'm heading 160. Expect radar vectors
all right.
visual approach.
We gotta fly.
Right.
We gotta pay attention.
Leave him on heading 160. Expect radar vectors
160.
for visual approach runway 34 right. SkyWest 5803.
All right.
Southwest 265, airport is at your 12 o'clock.
We're expecting the visual, so we can continue our descent. Go to 10,000 mandatory, it says, so we'll keep 10,000 in there.
Southwest 265, cleared visual.
All right, 160 on the heading. Checked and set.
Visual approach, tree 4 right, Southwest 265.
Speed's coming down, beautiful.
SkyWest 5803, turn left, heading 160, descend and maintain 10,000.
10,000 people.
For the approach.
A little landing strip here in front of us.
Turn left, heading 160. Descend.
All right,
and maintain
FPS dropped a little bit
10,000.
here. We're sitting at
SkyWest
68,
5803.
69. Oh, it's jumped up a little bit. VRAM is 60, or sorry, 83.
Southwest 2362, 17,500 feet.
So we're getting a little bit of a hit as we come into a more populated area. We're lowering down to the ground, so we're getting that photogrammetry.
62, Denver approach. Good day.
All right, landing lights are coming on board.
3015. Expect the visual approach runway.
All right, it's been over a week since I've flown, I believe over a week since I've flown the 319. So I'm expecting a landing rate above 250, but I say below 300.
Southwest 265, contact Denver Tower 135.3.
Over to Tower 135.3, Southwest 265.
Now there's a on final here. There's a thing called the Boeing fix.
Turn left, heading 055.
055.
34 right localizer. Descend, maintain 8,400.
8,400.
Turn left, heading 055. Intercept the 34 right localizer. Descend, maintain 8,400.
Okay, landing lights are on,
Skywest
checked.
5803.
And where do we want to be at 84?
Friendly 342, leave
Forward
Falcon heading
7,000.
195.
Boeing.
Expect radar vectors for
Oh, I guess it's not
visual approach
Boeing.
runway 34 right.
That's kind of pretty much is Boeing.
Leave Falcon heading 195.
We want to be, so here we're going to be at 7,000, so we do need to get our descent a little bit more. Let's go down to 12. That should work. Okay, had to step away for a couple minutes and went to verify my specs. Actually have a 13700K, 4070, 3 terabyte, 64 RAM, and it's holding well, so no upgrades for me for a bit. That's a good system. Yeah, for sure. That's a dang good system. Yeah, 13700. Yeah, it's a good system. Yeah. Oh, shoot. I missed a localizer. Crap. Whoopsie doodle.
SkyWest 5803. Airport is at your 10 o'clock, 14 miles. Report the
Alright,
field
let's
in
do
sight.
auto response off. It'll be my turn to talk, and we'll see if we can get the airport in sight after I blew past the localizer. There's the airport. We have the field in sight. SkyWest 5803. Made it back in times. J. Russ for the arrival.
SkyWest 5803. Cleared visual approach runway 34 right.
Cleared for the visual, 34 right. SkyWest 5803. Alright, pretty good there. LS on, the localizer is on as well, down to 7,000 for the ELT. VS is set.
SkyWest 5803. Contact Denver Tower 135.3.
And we're 11 nautical miles out. 135.3, SkyWest 5803. Thank you. Checked. And flaps are down 1 knot. Speed brakes are engaged. Localizer's captured. Grand approach is checked and set as well.
5803. Contact Denver Tower
Didn't hear me. Kind of
135.3.
like froze on there. Over the tower, 135.3. Oh, SkyWest 5803. That was a weird delay. And now it's going to be really confused because now I'm on tower. Alright, 8 nautical miles out. Landing gear is coming down. Alright, I don't know what's going on with Beyondatc. Denver Tower, SkyWest 5803 on approach, ILS, sorry, for visual 34 right. Flaps coming down. Alright, come on, Beyondatc. Get with the program here.
5803, Denver Tower, wind 290 at
Flaps
16,
down 3.
gusts 25, runway tree 4, right cleared to land.
3-4 right, clear to land, SkyWest 5803. Alright, 3-4 right. We're going to exit to the right. Or, sorry, exit to the right.
Southwest
Flaps full.
1956, contact Denver departure, see you.
AP off. My aircraft.
Denver departure, Southwest 1956.
Alright, we're going to fly the visual here. But we're going to also obviously use our ILS as backup.
Ready to go. Runway tree 4 left.
Beautiful looking airport. Bring up that nose a little bit more.
Southwest 2809, Denver
We
Tower,
have a gusty
wind 290
crosswind from the
at
left. We're at 20 knots right
25,
now.
our nav to Mugby.
Gusting up to
Runway tree 4
25.
left, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, look at that. We're doing dual. Look at that. We have dual takeoff and landing.
Cleared for takeoff.
That's
Southwest
cool.
2809.
I was just talking about this in the stream that people say that doesn't happen in Beyondatc. Here we are seeing it live in person. Very cool.
500.
Alright, we're gonna have to crab in for this arrival. It's gonna be shaky. Alright, looking good, looking good.
100 above.
Bring the nose down, bring the nose down. Come on, settle down. Calm down. Take it easy.
Minimum.
Minimums we're landing. A little out of control, but we got it.
Glide slow.
40.
Wow, this is definitely coming at an angle.
20. Retard. Retard.
Hold it.
Retard.
Hold it. Layer it. Straighten out. There we go. Touchdown.
Runway tree 4 left.
And reverses route. A little long on that landing,
Southwest 3280. Runway tree 4 left.
but hot dang did we get center line, I feel.
Runway tree 4 left. Line up
I was full right rudder there for a little bit.
3280.
Alright, reversers are stowed. Laps are up. Speed brakes are disarmed. And slowing down.
5803, exit right at Foxtrot 9er.
We're exiting Foxtrot 8. Foxtrot 9er, SkyWest 5803. Alright, welcome to Salt Lake City. Landing lights are off. We're going to swing on over here onto Foxtrot.
SkyWest 5803, exit right at Foxtrot 9er.
It's interesting. It's like having some
Exit
struggles
right
right
at
now.
Foxtrot 9er, SkyWest 5803.
Alright. FPS, we're down to 60...
SkyWest 5803.
High 60s, low 70s. 84 VRAM. About the same with the GPU, 70s. And about 40s with the GPU. Yeah, it's like doing a weird delay. A weird delay with hearing voices. Alright, we're gonna go to ground.
2812, Denver ground. Pushback and engine start approved.
Wonder if they're having some server issues. Alright, we're gonna continue taxiing.
Approved. Face west. Southwest 2812.
Nice job. Still redefining my technique for crosswind landing. Yeah, I just got lucky. I ain't gonna lie. Denver ground. Hello from SkyWest 5803. We're on Foxtrot looking to taxi to gate Bravo 9. I am not gonna lie. I got lucky, I feel, on that whole thing.
SkyWest 5803. Welcome to Denver Airport. Gate Bravo 9er taxi via Foxtrot. Bravo November.
Gate Bravo 9 via Foxtrot Bravo November. SkyWest 5803. Alright, taking Foxtrot down to Bravo
Alaska
9er.
682. Gate Charlie 39er. Request pushback.
Roger that.
Alaska 682, Denver ground. Pushback approved. Face west.
What the hell is gate 9?
Pushback approved. Face west. Alaska 682.
I see gate 7, 11, 17. What the hell's 9?
675. Ramp Delta 516. Request pushback.
Alright, I'm about to get the little cheat sheet map for Beyond ATC for this one.
Southwest 675, Denver ground. Pushback approved. Face west.
So Bravo 9 is going to be the second exit. First one's Charlie. And it's going to be the... This is going to be 1, 2, the third exit on the left.
Request taxi to the active.
That was a cool flight. Pretty fast.
Southwest 3730.
Total flight time 58 minutes.
Charlie Sierra.
Total block time so far
Alpha,
a minute and
Whiskey
3,
Alpha.
so probably a minute and 6, minute and 7.
Runway tree 4 left taxi via Charlie Sierra.
We'll see what our landing
Hotel,
rate
Alpha,
was
Whiskey Alpha,
momentarily.
Southwest 3730.
So the only thing I really
Delta
screwed up was that
491. Contact Denver Tower
localizer. I got
135.3.
caught up talking too much.
Over to Tower 135.3, Delta 491.
And I think we also landed a little bit long.
Southwest 2099. Request taxi to the active.
Alright, so we got runway 20,
Southwest
34
2099,
right on
runway
the
34 left taxi
right
via
of us.
Kilo, Charlie Sierra Hotel, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
And this is going to be Charlie, November coming up.
Charlie Sierra Hotel, Alpha Alpha.
And then we have
Whiskey
Charlie
Alpha, Southwest
Sierra.
2099.
And then we'll have Bravo November. So not this one,
Southwest
but the next one.
2812, request taxi. 2812, runway 34 left taxi via Bravo November Hotel, Alpha Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
Alright, so this is gonna be Bravo November.
All right, we'll taxi to runway 34 left via Bravo November Hotel, Alpha Alpha Whiskey Alpha, Southwest.
I'm gonna take this down just to Bravo 9, which I don't know where it is.
Air Shuttle 6061, contact Denver Tower
Whoa.
135.
Oh, that's a cool Southwest.
Contact Tower 135.3,
Whoa.
Air Shuttle.
Are they holding for us, or are we going? Nope, I guess they're not holding for us. Got any more traffic going on? Nope.
Alaska 682, ready to taxi to the active.
Alright, here is Bravo November.
Alaska 682, runway 34 left taxi via Juliet, Charlie November Hotel, Alpha Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
And then Bravo November, I guess, is this one
Runway
here.
34 left taxi via Juliet, Charlie November, Hotel, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Is it that
Alaska
first one?
682.
It must be, because that's 7.
Southwest 3141, at gate Charlie 44, request pushback.
I'm gonna get my head tracker on,
Southwest
so hopefully this
3141,
doesn't make
Denver
anyone
ground.
sick.
Hold position for company traffic.
Alright, so
I'll
that's
call you back.
7. This must be 9.
Hold position, Southwest 3141.
Alright, landing lights are off.
Southwest 3141, Denver ground.
Yep,
Pushback and
that
engine
is
start approved.
number 9.
Face west.
Parker next to Southwest. Alright, head tracker
Pushback
off.
approved. Face west, Southwest 3141.
I don't use my head tracker as much as I used to. I'm not sure why.
Southwest 675.
Alright, what do we got?
request taxi to the
A320 is
active.
the first one. We're at 19, so pretty darn close.
Southwest 675, runway 34
And
left
they
taxi via
fixed
Charlie November,
the
Hotel Alpha Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
jetways. They can now connect again in Sim Update 2, the update that came out yesterday. So go to Phoenix, we go to ground services, we can connect GPU, chocks, and then the jetway. And now this will actually connect today. Available on
Air Shuttle 6236, ramp
that,
Bravo
and
65.
engines off,
Request
taxi
pushback.
lights already off, and the jetway's connecting.
Air Shuttle 6236,
There it goes.
Denver ground, pushback
Doors
approved.
opening.
Face west.
Cool beans.
Pushback and engine start approved.
That's so cool.
Face west.
All right, well, welcome to Denver. I'm gonna go ahead and close out of Beyond ATC because we don't need that anymore. Let's see what our landing rate was, shall we? So I'm gonna submit my flight. And the logbook is saying the following. It's thinking really hard. Give it a couple seconds here. At 100%. Oh, my aircraft was wrong. I forgot to change the aircraft. That's crazy. It still gave me 100%. Landing rate was 130. I'll take that. I will take that for sure. 130 on a pretty gusty landing. That's crazy. Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's check out Beyondatc. I know you can't see this on the screen, so pardon me. I want to see where my touchdown was, though. Beyondatc saying 130 as well. Wow, they actually matched. Touchdown was where? That wasn't bad, actually. It was pretty close. It was slightly off, but not bad at all. I'll take it, considering how gusty it was. The wind kept pushing harder, so the aircraft had to try to maintain speed. So I'll give it a win. I'll give it a win. That's cool. Really cool flight. FPS here now without Beyond ATC is 81. So it was in the high. It was in the the low 70s, high 60s. So about a 10 FPS drop there. And VRAM is 82, 76 for the GPU. Sub 200 is great. Sub 100 is out of this world. Although I have a question how accurate that number really... Yeah, I know. The numbers, from what my understanding, real world pilots go off the G-force, and anything under 1.2 is a nice, comfortable landing. And I was a 1.1. So, I give it a win. A win in my book for sure. But that is going to be today's stream. I do appreciate everyone that came in today. A lot of fun with today's flight. And it's good to be back in the 319 for a flight. I'll probably, my next flight is a longer hop too, so I'll probably end up doing another 319 for the next one. Although I might try to 737 to see if that's going to work fine with this recent sim update build. I assume it will, though. I don't see any major issues with that. This is super smooth here. This is crazy. This is a paid-wear airport, right? No, Denver. No, Denver's a handcrafted. I don't remember. Is this a paid-wear or is this a handcrafted one I have? I think this is a paid-wear. It has to be. This is really good. This is too good to be handcrafted. But hey, thanks King Bob, thanks Jay for coming in, thanks Irishman for coming in as well, and anyone else who was in but didn't chat, thanks for coming in as well. Again, I have some videos coming up on the channel soon. I have one I'm working on probably later on today, but that won't be posted for a little bit. But as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you for the next stream. Take care.